not Sunday. It's Wednesday. You got to get up. Come on. What's the matter with you? Get up. Good morning. 19 minutes after 7 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Wednesday morning. It is August 26, 2015. You're listening to The Source, WOCA. We're broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall where it is 76 degrees. And the forecast looks like we've got a 20% chance of rain. Good morning, Robin. How are you?
Good. Good morning, Larry. How are you?
Good. Sounds like I got a cold in my headset. I think I just sneezed just before we went on the air. And suddenly I got that. Either it's the early morning voice or it's the cold. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't feel like I have a cold. I don't want to have a cold. I will knock on this granite right here just to say, don't give me a cold, because it's one of my superstitions. I will say I am not superstitious, but yet I will say knock on wood and then knock on granite.
Exactly. This granite is nice, too.
How you doing? Everything good over there?
Everything's perfect.
How are the kids? Kids okay? Your kids don't eat school lunches, but for those who have kids who eat school lunches, are they eating the school lunches?
The kids, I think, depending on the grade, they either bring it from home or eat it at the school.
New health rules for school lunches have been hailed by the White House, but they're creating financial havoc. Cafeteria workers are losing their jobs, or work hours have been reduced, and so that's what I want to talk about at 7:35.
Oh, God.
Among other things.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I've always thought about school lunches? Mm-hmm. Is this, that when you have this push to make sure that it's only like the healthiest things there, like no brownies anymore.
Yeah.
The kids are going to probably just throw it away.
They will.
I don't think they'll do that at home, but I think when they're in this place where they could throw it away if they want to, they will.
Well, sure.
So anyway, 7:35, we'll talk about school lunches. 8:35, that's when we turn off our opinion. By the way, 7:35, just go back to that segment again. I have other things besides that topic that are also worthy of commentary. It is, as Paul Harvey used to say, news and commentary at 7:35. But at 8:35, it's news without commentary. That's our mission, and it's also our mission to shorten the news. That's why we call it News Bites. 9:05, in the studio, we have a singer and a songwriter coming into the studio. His name is David Thompson. He has a band called Thieves in the Palace.
Yep.
And they are an alternative rock band, I guess is what it says here. To me, it sounded like very mellow music, but I liked it a lot. So David will be here at 9:05. Also in the studio at 9:35, Don Nottingham from the Miami Dolphins. He has become a friend of the station and a friend of ours, and he's coming in with another friend, Maria Connie Roman. They are coming in to talk to us about the work they are doing for Marion County Special Olympics, and we're proud to say that we're helping them out in a tiny way. They are the ones really doing this. They have a bowling thing that they're doing.
This weekend,
a bowling competition. They've got an opportunity for you to eat with some famous, have a party with. It's not just eating, but have a party with some famous football players. And maybe when Don gets here today, then Maria will be able to find out who will be at this party. Because we've been talking about it for a while, but I know the last meeting we went to, they weren't sure. Maybe enough time has passed that they know for sure.
Yeah.
And also, there's a golf tournament that you can play in. And again, you'll be able to play with some of your favorite football stars. And that's kind of cool. That is really cool to just hang out with these guys. Linda Kane Hubbard at 10:05. She is a journalist. She's the founder of the Hubley Foundation for Children, which encourages educational programs for children. And she's talking about her book called Loving Dangerously, a true story of adventure and risk. It's her memoir. It's a journey to Nepal.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then attorney John Fuller will be here at 10:35. John is an attorney here in Ocala. He and his wife have a practice called Fuller and Fuller, and John comes in on Wednesdays to answer your questions about the law. One of the things that I found interesting recently is I never really knew what a paralegal did. Mm-hmm. And maybe I still couldn't answer it comprehensively. Is that the word? But he gave me a thumbnail sketch, and I never really knew. You always see these ads, study to be a paralegal,
Yeah.
So now I sort of kind of know what a paralegal
Researcher, does. I think that probably sums up most of it. Just from the way he was speaking.
Sounds like some of what they do.
Yeah.
Or if you have a need for a law professional This is a good question to ask John because I'm not even sure I'm saying the right thing. But I think if you need paperwork filled out or something, a paralegal could help you with that. The voice of travel, Anthony James, will be here at 11:20. Anthony is with the Homewood Suites by Hilton Ocala here in Heathbrook, and we went there yesterday to bring something to Anthony.
Yep.
It's just such a nice hotel.
It's wonderful.
Fun with Joe today. Oh, I got to tell you what Fun with Joe is about today.
Who let the dogs
Yeah.
out?
Oh.
Who let the dogs out?
Today is National Dog Day.
Nice.
Who let the dogs out?
So, Robin, I have a game for you and Joe that lets the dogs out.
Okay.
And everybody having a ball.
In addition to today being National Dog Day, by the way, it's also National Cherry Popsicle Day.
Oh, I love cherry popsicles.
Go get a cherry popsicle, and National Women's Equality Day. So get one of those twin popsicles and break it in half and share it with a woman.
There you go.
Because she should have an equal share of that cherry popsicle.
That's right. National Women's Day.
National Women's Equality Day.
There's Mother's Day. I mean, doesn't that, gee.
That's true, but the real question is...
Who let the dogs out?
That's right. That's right.
All right, so those are the things we're doing this morning. Let's see something in the news about Donald Trump. Now I got a story up for you. You ready for this?
Okay.
Let me find the soundbite. I want to play this for you. Trump, uni. Okay. Donald Trump. Wait a minute. That's not the Donald Trump story. There's more than one Donald Trump story here. Here he is. Donald Trump kicked Jorge Ramos out of a press conference yesterday. Jorge Ramos is with the TV network called Univision. Mm-hmm. What happened is Donald Trump was giving a news conference, and there was a lady who raised her hand, and he said, "Yes, I'll take your question." And then Mr. Ramos stood up and started asking his question, to which the following happened. No, not that. That's not what happened. Here's what happened.
Okay, who's next? Yeah, please. Excuse me, sit down. You weren't called. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Go ahead. No, you don't. You haven't been called. Go back to Univision. Go ahead.
Univision.
Go ahead.
You cannot deport 11 million people.
Go ahead.
You cannot deny citizenship to children.
Wow.
Sit down, please. You weren't called.
I'm a reporter now.
So anyway, I mean, there are a lot of people saying Donald Trump was rude in doing that, but I mean, if you really pay attention to it, he was asking a lady the question. Now, I didn't see the whole thing. Maybe Jorge was trying to get a question in earlier, and Trump was ignoring him. I don't know.
But it's their prerogative.
Well,
The candidate's prerogative.
but at the same time, this is what he said later on, and he said he would have gladly taken this question. He just didn't wait his turn. Here's why I think that's true.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know really much about him. I don't believe I've ever met him, except he started screaming, and I didn't escort him out. You'll have to talk to security. Whoever security is escorted him out. But certainly he was not chosen. I chose you. I chose other people to answer. I mean, you're asking me questions. He just stands up and starts screaming. So, maybe he's at fault also. But I don't consider that. I mean, somebody walked him out. I don't even know where he is. I don't mind if he comes back, frankly.
And that's the key part of what he said afterwards, is I don't mind if he comes back. Now, I don't know if he went back. Maybe I have it in the story somewhere. I'll see if I get to it. But anyway, and in the very beginning of the first one, listen again.
Okay, who's next? Yeah, please. Excuse me, sit down.
Okay, so he does say, "Who is next, please?" And then you hear Jorge Ramos speaking up. He stood up. You could see him in the video standing up and addressing Donald Trump. So, I mean, it's, you gotta. Well, what you witnessed in that is either something you're going to like or something you're not going to like, in the possibility that this man could be the president. Do you want that kind of a president or not?
Yeah.
I actually think I do. I think I want a strong guy.
I do.
I want a strong guy who will have no problem telling people to sit down, wait your turn. I have no problem with that. And can you imagine how that would go over in Congress? How that would go over in foreign negotiations?
Yeah, a lot of things would get done. on the
I don't know.
right
I mean, there's a
road.
lot to still look at, which is why it's a good thing that he started early, and it's not to take away from the other ones, but you know what? It is easy to be distracted from the other people trying to get that office, but
Oh, yeah, because they're not making
anyway.
points like he is.
And some of the
They're
points
not
he makes,
strong.
like picking on Megyn Kelly again, is kind of crazy. That's
Yeah.
I don't understand that. There's a lot I don't understand. I don't agree with the whole wall thing, but I like so much of what he is about.
Yeah, he's serious.
But
I
if
hope.
the election was today, I would still not be sure. So I'm glad there's a lot of time between now and election day. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Gary Baumgarten. Hope for a rebound on Wall Street. Futures are up big, but stocks down in Europe, mixed in Asia. The Shanghai closed down 1.5 points. The Chinese government under pressure to stem the bleeding.
For the Chinese government, this is as much a political issue as it is an economic one. We're already seeing on social media people asking why the government isn't doing more, why they can't intervene in a more meaningful way.
Sky News reporter Katie Stallard in Beijing. More than 1,300 people now fighting those massive wildfires in Washington state, including reinforcements from abroad.
The surprise for all of us is the size and the scale of things and just the amount of resource that's committed to these fires.
Kevin Yahaka is a New Zealand firefighter on the front lines here. The gunman who was subdued on a Paris-bound high-speed train by 3 Americans and a British man charged with terrorism. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to Facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto. Shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business Network, giving you the power to prosper.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this, what is today, Robin? Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning, right? Yeah. All right. Tropical Storm Erika. I didn't mention Tropical Storm Erika yet. The models still show the possibility of Hurricane Erika reaching our state. However, it does say that they expect her to be weak. Definitely some of the folks here in Florida will be keeping an eye on her. For right now, Erika is a poorly organized tropical storm that's expected to bring 4 inches of rain to the Leeward Islands. The storm will hug the northern edge of the Caribbean for the next couple of days before plowing into Florida. That's the official thing from the National Hurricane Service. I don't have there. What is their name again? The Weather Service. Yeah. No, Erika's the name of the storm.
Yeah.
The
Jacksonville Weather Service.
I use the one out of Miami usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. The stock market is stormy. Yesterday, the market appeared to roar back with a 442-point surge from its dreadful end to last week, only for the rally to fizzle out. The Dow actually ended the day with a 205-point loss. Continued drama in the market could cause the Fed to delay its plan to raise interest rates next month. By the way, I want to bring up the Federal Reserve. We haven't brought up the Federal Reserve on this program in years, but Ron Paul is talking about the Federal Reserve and how the market bubble can be blamed on the Federal Reserve. So I want to make sure I bring that up as well as the school lunch thing.
Yeah.
Back in March, there was a guy who jumped a fence at the White House. Yesterday, he was shot and killed after slashing a deputy with a knife.
Oh,
Same guy.
Oh,
that pretty much sums up the last couple of months of life for Curtis Smith. Police say Smith attacked the deputy at the security entrance to the county courthouse in Pennsylvania. A second deputy drew a weapon and shot him. Smith climbed an outer stone wall near the White House earlier this year before the Secret Service caught him. And it was a scare at a school. Scary would be an understatement of the year. A 14-year-old boy held students and teacher hostage yesterday at a school in West Virginia. He was armed with a pistol and held the students and teacher in a second-floor classroom. Thankfully, the teen, after some negotiations with authorities, freed his hostages and then later gave himself up without incident.
Oh, my God.
The story of the Marion County firefighter who was in the red truck that passed a line of cars and a school bus. I think the story with him is he's getting a ticket.
Oh.
He said out the window, you can hear him on the video that was taken by a by a parent, if you all had a job, you wouldn't effing need it, implying that they wouldn't need the school bus. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it sounds like he will be getting a ticket. See, the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Well, I don't need to read the whole thing, but anyway, that's the gist of that one.
He's probably not going to have a job long.
I don't know. It's up to him. Also, you remember this? If I tell you about this, you'll probably picture the lady. There was a lady in the news after the September 11th of 2001 attacks. And she was covered in dust. Her name is Marcy Borders. She survived the September 11th terrorist attacks. She was photographed covered in dust after fleeing the World Trade Center. She has died of stomach cancer.
Oh.
And it is believed that the stomach cancer was caused by the chemicals that she inhaled on that day. Borders' family announced her death yesterday on Facebook. She was diagnosed with stomach cancer last year. She was 41 years old.
Gosh.
41. So how young was she when in 2001? That was what?
14 years ago.
Wow. So she was a young lady.
Yeah.
She died young.
So she was 27 then.
The photo of borders taken by American Free Press photographers, Stan Honda, as the attacks on the Twin Towers unfolded, has endured as a haunting reminder of the chaos and horror of September 11th, which, by the way, we're putting together our September 11th show already. We've been doing that for a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. I remember that vision. It's still in my head. Some of those, visions never go away.
That's the picture. I don't know if you remember that exact picture.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was
that.
that was the story this morning. Let's see.
Some of those pictures don't ever leave my brain. It was awful.
So I'm going to take the next 4 minutes or so and talk about the Federal Reserve, and then after the break, I'll bring up the school lunch story. The Federal Reserve and Congress are 99% responsible for the stock market swings this week because the Fed constantly creates bubbles to try to help the economy, and Congress overregulates. That's according to Ron Paul, former Texas Representative Ron Paul. Federal Reserve Board and chairman on numerous occasions have said it is not aware that bubbles in the economy exist until they burst, but that isn't true, Ron Paul said yesterday. He said, it's there because the Federal Reserve creates the bubbles, and many times on purpose, which is, of course, the implication, which is, of course, what a lot of you have said for many, many years.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many books our listeners have brought in for me to read or just given me the title of so that I could look it up. And there's a lot of sense in some of those books. I don't know what to say about the Federal Reserve. I know that whenever I bring it up, there's usually no contest to the things that are said. Mm-hmm. So Ron Paul said they go from NASDAQ bubbles to housing bubbles to whatever they need to bail out the economy. So he says what's happening right now is being done on purpose in the stock market. That all that stuff, that roller coaster you're reading about and hearing about, it's done on purpose. This, according to Ron Paul. Mm-hmm. The Fed would do better to simply allow the market to correct itself and allow the liquidation of debt so prices return to normal, he said. So have many of you.
Yeah.
You've said the same thing. I've been doing this show forever, seems like, and then of course we had another show at another station that we did for a few years, and this dialogue has been part of my experience doing talk radio.
Yeah.
It is. He says we bail everybody out, and of course a bailout is temporary, but eventually the big one comes and they can't stop it. Whatever in the economy isn't being hurt by the Fed policy is being hurt by Congress for overtaxing and overregulating. Socialism fails always because you have wage and price controls, but we in the West have control of the economy and economic planning by pricing money. So one half of the economy, which is the money, is fixed, so you have currency transactions and currency competition, and then you have the supply of money and interest rates, and it's a gross distortion because people have been fooled into thinking they're saving. Mm-hmm. This is the kind of thinking that the strength of Donald Trump is what I like. The strength. This kind of thinking is what I like in a candidate.
Yeah.
And what would be nice is if somebody who is elected to office, whether they've got the thinking or the strength, that they hire somebody else, to you know what I mean? I've always said this.
Sure.
Ron Paul says he remains very concerned about what he calls the gross distortion of the bond market that has been going on since the early 1980s. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hey.
I think about the market. There's been a lot going on in the last couple of days. A lot of, you watch the news channels, a lot of panic and selling off and this and that. But I've always been told when it goes down like this, it's an advantage for people like me who have 401ks. Because now on Friday, when my company buys more shares for me in the market, I'm going to buy them at a lower price. So they always say it's time in the market, not time in the market. So if you just sit still and, ride it out, you usually come out better.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I know I've heard that before too. I think. Okay.
Hey, another thing is I don't know what about Donald Trump, but he sure is interesting to watch on TV every night.
Right. He's
I mean, it's the best TV I've seen since Packer season. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, Linda.
All right, bye.
Well, and I think the getting back to the stock market. Yeah, you buy low so that you can have it when it gets higher, because the expectation is it will grow higher. But I don't know that it doesn't discount what he's trying to say. It doesn't discount what he's trying to say. What he's trying to say is that the problems that are affecting so many people. I mean, those people who would jump out of a window for some of these things.
Yeah.
Right. Are being driven to that point for a reason.
Exactly.
And it's because they're too caught up in their own money. You're right, Linda. It's not going to affect me. But somebody like Ron Paul has the foresight to be able to explain these things, and that's what I hope we have in our government. We'll take a break. Be right back.
Daytimes of sun and clouds. There'll be a couple of thunderstorms around, the high 90 to 94. A partly cloudy skies tonight with a shower or thunderstorm in the area, though 72 to 76. A mix of clouds and sun tomorrow with a couple of thunderstorms around, high 86 to 90. A Friday, more clouds and sun with a thunderstorm or two, especially in the afternoon, the high 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Ooh, ouch. Does pain have you glued to the couch? Yes, unfortunately it's true that every year we must get older, but that doesn't mean we have to deal with pain in our back, knees, or shoulder. If your muscles and joints are sore, don't worry anymore. Come get acupuncture from me and you'll be pain-free. Acupuncture starts as low as $35 at a Better You Healthcare. Call me, Dr. Erika Olstein, at 615-5566. Stop your pain from driving you insane.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Do you drink bottled water because your water tastes yucky or you suspect your tap water is unsafe?
Not anymore. I went to SafewayWater.com. Their water doctors make free house calls and they are trained water treatment professionals.
If your water is under the weather or you're dealing with iron stains, sulfur odors, or mineral deposits, go to SafewayWater.com.
And be sure to drink plenty of water each day to keep the doctor away. Safeway Water.
SafewayWater.com.
All right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Nice looking Wednesday morning. Boy, it's just beautiful out there. Let me take a real quick look at the weather forecast before we talk about the school lunch story. There's a 20% chance we'll see rain today. High temperatures in the lower 90s. Looks like a really nice day. Tomorrow, there's a 60% chance of rain. That mention of Erika, by the way, Hurricane Erika, it's so far out there, it's not even something to be concerned of yet. However, it is something to prepare for, and I just thought I would put it that way. Anyway, today it looks like a beautiful day, so go do something fun. Right now, here at the studios of WOCA, broadcasting from the Paddock Mall, 77 degrees. And let's talk about school lunches. New health rules for school lunches have been hailed by the White House. Our First Lady, Michelle Obama, has done her part to make sure that the children are eating healthy.
Yep.
The new rules, however, have had not necessarily the best results I think part of this is because, with good intentions, sometimes you forget human nature, especially human nature among children. The report states that the new school lunch rules are creating financial havoc. It also says cafeteria workers are losing their jobs, or the work hours are being reduced, or the food is going to waste. All of these from a new survey by the School Nutritional Association. This report that was published, I think it was yesterday, says nearly 7 of every 10 people who were interviewed say the strict health standards that began in 2012 have been harmful to the program's financial health.
Yep.
And 80% of the districts have had to take harsh steps to offset their financial losses. Let's see if we can understand this. 48% of school districts said they reduced staffing by reducing hours and not numbers of people. They did, however, in some cases, impose layoffs, or they simply didn't rehire after somebody retired. About 41% of the districts said they cut their reserve fund in order to cope. Over 35% say they chipped away at menu choices, and about 32% deferred or canceled equipment investments.
Yeah,
so what is the problem? The problem is, as I hinted at earlier, the children don't like the food.
Yeah.
The children don't like the food. It may be healthier for them, so again, goes back to good intentions, but the kids aren't eating the food.
Nope.
One association member has written a commentary that was published and said a lot of damage has been done. Now every group in our high school has taken on the sale of all kinds of things. Classroom pizza parties are everywhere, and often the kids are not spending their money in the cafeteria, which is part of the money problem. Instead, they're bringing in pizzas from Domino's Pizza, Pizza Hut, and other pizza stores in their communities.
Well, good for them. They're bringing their own lunch.
And they're selling them for $1 a slice.
Yeah, good for them.
So for $1, so it's not only a food option, but it's also a money-making idea for some of the entrepreneurial students. Wow.
Sure.
The intention may have been honorable, but the results are not. Again, kind of echoing the same exact thing that we've been saying. According to the report, there's a strong consensus as to the leading reason for the decline in lunch, the average daily participation, which decreased student acceptance of meals. And not only are the kids not buying them, but in many cases, the kids who buy them throw away 80% of what's on their tray.
Yeah, because they're not going to eat something that they don't like.
Nearly 93% of the districts had a dip in the numbers of children eating school lunches. Do you remember that one story that was just unbelievable, where a mom sent her child to school with a bagged lunch?
Yes.
And the teacher threw it out.
I remember
because
that.
It didn't fit the standards.
Right. It didn't fit the Obama administration standards.
So then the child was forced to eat the stuff that the cafeteria was selling. Whether the child liked that or not, I don't know. But can you imagine, however, what I just described here happening in your child's school? Just imagine this happening.
Yeah.
Now I don't know who. Now I don't know who would do this in an elementary school. I imagine the elementary schools are pretty much stuck. They've got to do what they've got, But in the high school, you got kids with cars.
Yeah.
You got kids with allowance. You got kids who have jobs.
Exactly.
They're going to go out, and they're going to go in their lunch break, and they're not going to go to the cafeteria. They're going to go to the restaurant on the corner. They're going to go to Denny's. They're going to go to McDonald's.
Right.
Right? And if they're entrepreneurial, they're going to bring back a pizza and sell it for $1 a slice.
Exactly.
Which I think that's awesome. How many slices in the pizza? 8?
I think it's great. Yeah.
8?
8 usually in a
Okay, so if you can get a pizza at Walmart for $5.
Yeah.
So you make $3
Yeah.
on the pizza.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
How come I didn't think of that when I was in school? What's the matter with me?
Yeah, I think this administration's gone overboard.
The survey also finds high on the list of pressures squeezing a lunch program's bottom line is increased per meal food costs, a factor cited by 70%. The First Lady has lobbied for the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010, which set new standards for school food. But the School Nutrition Association, which first supported the law, has since said the regulations that it spawned are too rigid. And, like everything that starts out as a good intention, maybe it looked good. Maybe the School Nutrition Association looked at the new standards and said, that's a good idea. Why don't we get rid of the soda and just have bottled water machines, which is what they did.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't put soda machines in the schools. Put bottled water machines. And what happens? The kids don't put money in the machines because there's a water fountain.
Exactly. So why should they spend money on bottled water when they can drink it for free?
And then they get in their cars or they take a walk if the school is close enough to a store and they buy a soda.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, who didn't see that coming? Everybody.
I know, everybody saw that coming. I wonder what her children eat for lunch, what their school serves.
Do you know, if you're at home and you want your children to eat the best meal possible, you're there to say, you got to eat that spinach. You got to eat that broccoli, whatever, But in a school, especially in a high school, there's a choice. There's a choice because they're not locked up.
Yeah.
They have cars. They have feet. And most schools, I don't know that this is true in Marion County. I'm trying to think. Most schools are not near. But the schools that I went to in New York, you could walk out the door in a block away, you could get a deli. It was a deli.
Yeah, it's not that way here.
No, not here.
Vanguard, Forest, Lake.
But they all have cars here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Denellen High School is kind of in the boondocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, school nutrition directors are not magicians, she writes. This is the lady from the School Nutrition Association. I lost her name, but anyway. She says, according to the report, we strive to meet the nutritional needs of students while balancing a budget and are required to meet regulations that are not student preferences.
Yep.
It's not nutrition unless the students consume it.
That's right.
It's not nutrition unless the students consume it. We are wasting too much food because it must be served and it is not consumed. We had a fund balance of $500,000 according to one school. One school, $500,000 fund balance. It is now gone. Student acceptance is a serious issue.
Exactly.
The costs associated with these changes have taken a huge toll on our ability to purchase equipment and expand our offerings. Do you know, the whole no smoking campaign, to me, is the role model for everything.
Yeah.
Because instead of making a law, this is basically a law.
It is a law.
This is a law. The
law.
schools have to abide by it. And instead of making a law, what they should have done was had a campaign. You put posters up. You get the kids to take classes. You get them to start realizing, oh, okay, so broccoli will make me run faster or make me more alert or make me sexier, than a Kit Kat bar, which it will. I mean, your skin will glow in a better way. But instead of making a law and having the hard fist approach,
exactly,
and making it, here it is. This is the end of food in schools as we know it, and we're going to start a new thing.
It's communism.
Instead, well, it's not communism, but it is dictating. It
Exactly.
is a dictator in a way. Instead, have a campaign I love the way the no smoking campaigns have been so successful. They haven't been quick. It's not the heavy-handed fist. But if you had a law that said no smoking is allowed in the United States, period, guess what? People would still be smoking.
Well, sure.
But the fact is, smoking has declined in the United States, not because there's a law making it illegal, but because there are campaigns that show what it can do to you, how that it wastes your money, et cetera, et cetera. And so the same thing could be true for this. So that's my 2 cents, if you want it. We have been limited to higher positions needed for our program due to a lack of funding. So they don't even have enough people working there because the programs are paid for, I guess, by the school by purchasing school lunches.
Yeah.
Students are very intolerant of mediocre tasting products due to decrease of sodium and requirements to use whole grains.
Yeah, it's their food at schools is getting very bland.
If you're calling in right now, it's the end of the hour. You should have called earlier. The association said it got responses to its survey from 1,100 district-level employees, mostly district directors, representing 1,100 different school districts nationwide.
There you go.
So I think the lesson is learned. And first of all, I will say that Mrs. Obama had good intentions. And gosh, well, why not? Why not have some good intentions? But now that you're looking at it after, 3 years?
Yeah, long time.
Okay. So look at these things. Look at how the stop smoking campaigns have been effective. Do that with the school lunches, and I think the kids will start eating healthier. We'll be right back.
From the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pam Puso. Dow futures may be soaring, but there's no telling what will happen on Wall Street by the close. Global markets are still struggling.
China has cut interest rates to try and stabilize things, but it seems investors are still worried about the long-term health of the Chinese economy.
Fox News Radio's Simon Owen. Over the past 6 days, the Dow has shed 1,900 points. He's charged with terrorism, the man accused of attacking a high-speed train bound for Paris. When he's sentenced later today, Colorado movie theater shooter James Holmes will get life in prison.
For 2 days, victims spoke to the court, many demanding no mercy for James Holmes, some critical that the jury didn't vote to give him the death penalty. District Attorney George Brockler said he wished he could ask the court to sentence Holmes to solitary confinement in a room full of pictures of his victims, but he can't.
Fox News Radio's Jessica Rosenthal. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinion.